The reason people hate Drake may shock you. Drake is definitely one of the most popular rappers in the game currently. The multi-Grammy award-winning rapper Drake has had 2 shots at fame and nailed them both. He first came to prominence playing a lead role in the teen TV series Degrassi for 7 years. After leaving the show, he became one of the biggest rappers on the planet. With this success, he's continued to produce music for rap fans to enjoy. However, with all forms of fame, there are always doubters. Drake's story is a bit different, as he is definitely a prime target of hatred for many music fans, and even rappers themselves. So today we're going to dig deeper into the real reason why people hate Drake. Before we get into it, know that us at King Trending are not in any way hating on or trying to bring hate to Drake. We're simply just stating a public opinion from the media. Be sure to watch this video all the way through, as you're not going to want to miss out on what we have today. Also, leave a like and subscribe to the channel to show your support. With that being said, let's get right into the list. Number 10. He's accused of stealing flow and music from other artists. Being unique and simply yourself is one of the most important parts of being famous. We label certain rappers based on their style of music, which attracts audiences worldwide. However, Drake does not receive this recognition. While his voice is one of a kind, and his new wave mixed with older hip-hop and rap style is unique as well, he does get a lot of hate for copying other artists. There have been multiple accusations of Drizzy allegedly caught stealing either a beat, flow, lyrics, or even song from other rappers. More recently, Drake was caught stealing popular young rapper XXXTentacion's ideas in his songs. Drake was accused of stealing his flow on KMT. X's manager, Adam22, went on record saying he has entertained both possibilities. He's right. While hundreds of rappers have used the flow X employed on Look at Me, it's quite possible that Drake heard Look at Me and walked directly into the booth and recorded KMT. This led to beef between X and Drake, which many fans started taking sides on. Most people chose to cling to X's side, as it was his original beat and song, so he did have rights to it. But this is not the only time Drake was caught stealing from other artists. We actually made a video earlier this year about the same topic, and this is definitely a reason Drake gets a lot of shade thrown at him. Number 9. Ghostwriting accusations. Ghostwriting in music is definitely one of the unsolved mysteries to this day. Many people suspect even their favorite singers of using a ghostwriter to write their lyrics. In simple words, a ghostwriter is one who writes the words to lyrics, scripts, or anything else read out which is later turned into fame. Just like in school, we can't have people writing our essays, so why can Drake have someone write his lyrics? Well, while it isn't 100% confirmed he uses a ghostwriter, many people have their speculations. A couple years ago, popular rapper Meek Mill accused Drake of using a ghostwriter. As Meek Mill accused Drake of having a ghostwriter, the name Quentin Miller popped up in his tweets. However, Miller went on to state that I am not and never will be a ghostwriter for Drake. Quentin Miller said in his letter, "I'm proud to say that we've collaborated, but I could never take credit for anything other than the few songs we worked on together." But these words may not be enough for Drake haters. Many people still believe that Drake uses other people to write his lyrics, and that Drake possibly paid Quentin to say this. Either way, Drake receives a lot of hate for allegedly using ghostwriters, which may or may not be true. Number 8. He's all about the money. While it's a known fact that most rappers' ultimate goal is to get the cash, Drake makes this obvious in his character. Rapping is Drake's career, and he does have every right to show off some of his earnings. However, many people give him shade because he tends to overflex his money. First of all, Drake usually only releases Apple Music albums, which means that people have to pay a bit more to listen to his songs. Also, Drake tends to sing a lot about making money and nothing else, really. Most rappers these days sing about their money a lot, but Drake sometimes overdoes it. It's fine to sing about money, but when your songs are only about cash, it leaves people to conclude that Drake's a sellout. Recently, he made a music video for his hit song God's Plan, where he donates $1 million to charity, which is very good on his part. But a lot of people have been throwing shade at Drake because they believe he only did this to show that he makes a lot of money. But at the end of the day, we all know he's an artist with a lot of cash, so who's to blame? He's helping out people. Cut him a break. Number 7. He grew up with a lot of what he needed. Many recently popular rappers become famous after living in poverty, crime, and other bad areas. However, Drake doesn't really have a story behind his roots. He grew up to a family with good money in a nice neighborhood, and was fortunate enough to get a good education. This gave him a leg up in the rap game because he was able to afford the equipment and technology to start producing music. Not to mention, he sings about coming up to the money from barely anything. In reality though, Drake didn't struggle at all growing up. So this makes a lot of people hate on him. A lot of people throw shade at his name for growing up in good conditions and not having that story that other rappers can tell. But it did take a lot of talent to rise to fame, and that's essentially all that matters in the end. Number 6. His career has faded off. Well, Drake has recently been back on the grind, releasing hit song God's Plan and collaborating on Look Alive. He's definitely, to say the least, a veteran rapper in the game. Drake has been around for a while and started off during a different era of music. When he first started, the rap style was a lot different as compared to now. This leads people to start steering away from Drizzy, as he's apparently too old for rap. Drake is in a tough situation here, as he did start a new trend of music, but this then turned into mumble, screaming, and insane appearance for rappers. Drake still has the flow and skill to sing, but it isn't quite like people love today. Comparing Drake to rappers like Lil Pump, Lil Uzi, and others, it just isn't the same. However, this is also what makes Drake still super popular today. So either way, it's tough on him because he does have to adapt to the new musical style, but also keep that older, more laid-back rhythm in his songs. He has fans on both sides, but for some reason, people who are on the newer trend tend to hate on him for being older and out of style. Number 5. He calls himself Six God, and people don't like how he compares himself to God. Drake, Drizzy, or Six God are all names that this rapper is well known for. And while names are very important in the music industry, many people have their doubts about some of these unique labels rappers go by. Drake's Six God nickname is one of those controversial ones. Drake also references Six and God a lot in his music. For example, I was running through the six with my woes. You and the six raised me, right? And of course, Six God. Many people have their accusations for what this could mean. And for the haters, they believe that Drake may be referencing the Illuminati, which is one of the most controversial ideas in rap and music. The sign of the devil is 666, and Six God does relate to this number. But if you've ever wondered what the Six is, Drake stopped by The Tonight Show and explained the meaning behind the hometown moniker to host Jimmy Fallon. Fallon and Drizzy talk about the Six. It's a Canada thing, right? It's a Toronto thing? Yes, our area code is 416, Drake said, laughing. We were debating on the 4, but I went tail end and went 6. And at one point, Toronto was broken up into 6 areas. As many people know, Drake is from Toronto, and essentially, this reference refers to his hometown. But despite Drake personally stating this, people still believe Six God has bad meaning to it. While I believe Drake isn't wrong here, it does leave him to receive a lot of hate. Number 4. His newer album, More Life, flopped compared to his other projects. More Life is a commercial mixtape by Canadian rapper Drake. The artist describes More Life as a playlist, though some publications have referred to it as a mixtape. More Life received generally positive reviews and debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard 200, becoming his 7th consecutive number 1 album, while also breaking several streaming records. Following the project's announcement, Drake described More Life as a body of work he's creating to bridge the gap between any major releases. He further commented on the project during an interview with Complex, detailing his intention to create a playlist to give you a collection of songs that become the soundtrack to your life. More Life was subject to many speculative release dates, with it initially set for December 2016. However, it was pushed back to January after Drake suffered an ankle injury on the Summer 16 tour. However, despite reaching charts, this album was very overhyped and even pushed back due to reasons out of Drake's control. People believe it was rushed and didn't deserve recognition like his other songs. Either way, More Life was a great album, but did receive a lot of hate for these reasons. Number 3. Degrassi. Now, as most of you know, Drake originally debuted his celebrity status where he was hired to star in the hit TV series Degrassi. Drake gained a lot of recognition from this TV show and later furthered his media career to make music. Many people think this was a cheap way of making it to the top because he already did have some fame before starting his musical career. Not to mention, he did get his spot on Degrassi because of his already fairly rich lifestyle and good status. This leads to a lot of hate towards Drake's name and is definitely one of the biggest reasons he gets so much hate. Also, people don't think that someone should just drop their acting career to become a singer. While it was best for Drake, as he's one of the most famous rappers of all time, people don't like the sudden change and think he essentially gave up Degrassi and used them as an opportunity to shine. It's a known fact that Drake got a lot of his fame from Degrassi, But people may be going a bit over the top when they say this is where all is famous from, and that Drake gave it up after using the company for success. People also really don't like Drake's character on Degrassi, nor the TV show as compared to his rapping, so his decision to switch was a good choice. Number 2. Hes Soft. If you're mad at Drake for being king right now and talking about his feelings, then blame 50 Cent and gangster rap of the early 2000s. Each generation's identity forms from rejecting the ideas of the one before it. Drake flourished because of how culture shifted, whether you like it or not. Sure, he's soft. There are infinite number of pictures that validate he isn't the most masculine dude in the world. There are plenty of Drake parody accounts. There are even people who have legitimately established careers by making fun of him. But despite being known as soft, Drake continues to act like a big tough guy on stage and in his social media posts. What Drake does not possess that other rappers do is the whole hood game. Drake was not a felon at a young age like Tupac. Drake was not born in the dangerous neighborhood like Compton like Kendrick Lamar. Drake does what several manly men cannot do: openly talk about his emotions. Talking about emotions is one of the reasons Drake is considered soft, as it's kind of a girly thing to do. But in the end, his emotions are what make him so popular. So it's hard to blame Drake for this one. This is one of the strangest reasons why people hate Drake, and one that we had to include on this list for sure. Number 1. Started from the bottom. We all know this hit song from Drake. Started from the bottom, now we here. Now the whole team here. However, what a lot of people don't know is that this song led many people to start hating on him. Some people think he's not a real rapper because of how he claims to have started from the bottom, despite growing up in an upper middle class neighborhood and making some decent money from acting. They think he didn't struggle like they did, and that's why he wrote "Started from the Bottom," because people were saying, you're not from the bottom, you're from a middle class family, just like Will Smith in his early years. But in the song, he talks about how the bottom doesn't have to be the ghetto. Many people think that Drake is lying to his fans when he sings about starting from nothing to getting to the top, and this makes them dislike him. His mom is an upper-class Canadian. He starred on a Canadian TV show called Degrassi as a teen, and he didn't have a rough life to say the least. However, in the end, if you actually base rappers and which ones you like because of their conditions growing up, you need to chill out a bit. Sure, it was easier for Drake, but rising to the top, singing his heart out, performing, practicing, and his music should be what makes Drake a popular artist in the game right now.
Just another reminder to enter the iPhone X giveaway we have going on. All you guys need to do is subscribe, turn on post notifications, drop a like, and comment the hidden message in the video. Thank you for watching till the end, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys later in the next video. Peace.